Hi, welcome back to Rage and Chill episode 2. Last time we were in a boring classroom with lots of, well, maybe not so boring books, but we were definitely inside. No one knows. Now we are outside enjoying nature.
Because we are two romantics. But, Miss Simpson, I'm a transcendentalist. And that's why I'm rage today, because I am inspired by nature in a happy, positive kind of rage about being a self-reliant individual, and there's nowhere better to do that than in nature.
Yeah. You know what I'd like though?
What would you
Sunsets. Halloween.
like?
Creepy crawly time. Let me tell you something. When the lights go down, when it's dark, that's when the truth comes out. That's when real human nature comes out. The dirty stuff, the filthy stuff, the blood, the still beating hearts. That's what I'm pretty chill about today.
Yeah, I see how it is now. I kind of knew you were like this, chill. But let's focus on the similarities before we go to her bizarro dark side, right? We're far away from last time, talking about enlightenment ideas, talking about moderation and reason. We're way past that now in chapter 2 of the course. We're talking about the fact that we are part of nature, that we are natural, that we live in our hearts and our souls, not in our heads. Our instincts, our individual experiences are more trustworthy than common sense, and common sense really is just a nice name for conformity. We will not be limited to social expectations. We are romantics.
I know. I hate social expectations. That's why, human empathy and niceness don't really have to work out anymore. Finally, as romantics, we are free to be our dark and dirty selves. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you're going way off the edge here, right?
What are you talking about?
It's important as transcendentalists to get free from society because society is the thing that gives us that darkness, that gives us that violence that you're talking about. That's not part of nature. Look at it. How nice it is out. We're having a lovely time.
Yeah.
It's all good here.
That's sweet. It's really sweet. But I don't think that it's society that makes our serial killers. There's something in them, something natural in them, that makes them kill, that makes them dark and ugly, and that something is inside all of us. I take great comfort in that, actually.
The burden of proof for you is to convince me that the dark thing you're talking about is not in our society as opposed to in ourselves. We are captured by these institutions that constrain us and pressure us and squeeze horrible stuff out of us. But that's not inside of us. That's coming from the outside. That's why self-reliance gives us a chance to break free of that. And the stories that we're interested in are the stories of people who figure out how to be self-reliant, like Mr. Keating. Right? That's where we're going. That's what inspires us to be the better version of ourselves that transcendentalism makes possible.
Yeah, but here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about a story like Young Goodman Brown. When the evil goes down, when the evil emerges, he is not within the safe boundaries of town. He's out in the woods. And everybody is doing the devil's dance in the woods. And his return to society isn't what makes him a terrible person. It's out there in the woods because that's what was natural all along. And as far as the poet society, well, look where all that transcendentalist business gets you. You did notice what happened to those characters, right? You noticed that, right?
I noticed the way that their societal conventions I predicted we would get the drink, and there it is. She says she's chill, but she's raging with her apple drink. But to get back to our little conversation about literature, if you recall, I think that what we're understanding in Young Goodman Brown is that his version of the woods, his passed down, traditional, societally infused version of the woods is a place of evil. That's his projection. That's not who Faith is, even though he treats her as the bad guy. And what really is the takeaway from Dead Poets Society? Is it that Neil is dead? Is it that Mr. Keating is kicked out of Welton? Is it that Nawanda is expelled and I suppose is back to being Charlie? Or is it instead this amazing experience? Is it the way we feel at the end of the movie when we hear, "Oh, Captain, my Captain"? Is it knowing that Todd survives and persists and will tell the story of what people's hearts and what people's souls carry? That's the way you felt at the end of the movie. That's transcendentalism. Yo.
Oh well, but what I am saying is what they're carrying in their hearts is dark obsession. It's greed. It's selfishness. And you have to be okay with that. That has to be part of the human experience. That maybe that tension between society and the wilderness and nature isn't just about figuring out how society and people like Mr. Nolan and Mr. Perry limit us, but figuring out the ways in which we have to control ourselves against that wild nature, or maybe even explore that wildness and that darkness. That's what you have to appreciate about the romantic experience, if you ask me. Yeah.
So maybe we've gone as far as we can go with this part of the conversation. Maybe there's no middle ground between my transcendental rage and your dark side chill. And if that's true, then I immediately start trying to figure out where we can go from here. Maybe I need to think about a kind of romanticism that allows me to connect with others and change the world. Right? If we're in a world full of Mr. Nolans and Mr. Perrys, how do we help them see our version of romanticism? How do we help them see that they don't have to be the way that they think they have to be? Maybe there's a kind of romanticism that can help me work on the outer world instead of the inner world of the self-reliant individual. I think we should call that romanticism sentimentalism.
You think we should call it that? I'm going to go with that. Yeah. Let's go to there next time. Let's go to sentimentalism. Let's meet
Very
at
good.
midnight.
Maybe that will happen before our year is over, but there may be other places to go in our conversation that may take us to a darker side. For right now, I'm going to enjoy the weather. I'm going to feel transcendental, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys in episode number 3.
All right, bye.
Bye.